Okay, A. Haynes says, I used Rapid Visa, got an RFE. I thought this wasn't supposed to happen. What should I do now? Well, first, let me apologize for the RFE. I don't know the details on why you got the RFE, but what I can tell you is that an RFE is a request for evidence. That means that they want a little more information. It doesn't necessarily mean anything's missing. It doesn't even mean anything's wrong. Without more details, I can't go more into that about why you got the RFE, but what I can say is RFEs are common. Probably in our experience, maybe 20% of people will get an RFE at some stage of the process. Technically, they don't call it an RFE at the MVC or the embassy stage, but we'll just call it that for the purpose of this conversation. So along the way, before you get to the end of the process, probably a full 20% of people will get a request for something. It doesn't mean anything was done wrong, or it could. Could be didn't sign the form, could be some important piece of documentation wasn't included, but it could also just mean that they have an additional question that they would like to get cleared up. So I wouldn't panic. The important thing is to respond on time. The letter will tell you how and when to respond, and that is critical. You don't want to be late. But otherwise, just give them whatever they ask for, and usually they go right through. The RFEs are generally not... I shouldn't say don't worry about it. Of course you're worried. This is important to you. You're going to worry if you get an RFE. But it's almost never means you're going to be denied. If there was something wrong, critically or fatally wrong with your petition, they'll just deny it outright, not send you an RFE. So you almost, not quite, but almost can look at an RFE as a good thing. It means that they've looked through your petition. Everything was fine except for this one thing. And they just need you to clear up this one thing, and then they'll move it along. That's generally what it means. Now, if you can't clear that up, obviously you got a problem. If they want a divorce certificate from a marriage and you in fact aren't divorced from that prior marriage or something like that, then sure, you got a problem. But if it's just a matter of some missing documentation or explanation, you give it to them, usually you go right through. So that's what I say about the RFE. Even when you use our service or any service, nobody's going to be able to guarantee you won't get an RFE because we can't anticipate everything that the adjudicator might want to see.
Now, just to add one thing to that, he did say that he used our service. So if that's the case, the first thing you'd want to do, if you haven't done so already, is provide us a copy of that RFE letter. Let us review that with you, and find out exactly what is wrong. A lot of times we've probably seen quite a few of those exact same letters before, and we can assist you in the response to that letter.
Yeah, I would add that it's very rare at this point for someone to get an RFE that we haven't seen. And they're basically form letters with a box checked maybe. And so it would be pretty rare for us to get stumped by an RFE at this point because we see the same ones over and over.